Gentlemen, this is Mr. Ukazu live from New York City. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I hope you guys went to church today. For me, I went to church. Okay, I want to first of all introduce myself by letting you guys know who I am. Right. So my name is Henry Castle, and I am your number one human capacity coach. Right. So my job allows me to help people on self-discovery, knowing who you are and how you can unleash your potentials. So because of my job, because of the kind of work I do, I happen to relate with people all over the world. All right. So today I have a great topic titled "Understanding a Woman." This is one of the most controversial topics in recent times. I think all over the time you can never underestimate this topic. And let me begin by sharing with you guys this story, right? So there was a guy that wrote a book many years ago. I heard that story many years ago. So he said how to I think how to understand a woman, right? But there was a typo in the heading of the book, right? So a lot of people now bought the book. More than 2 million copies were sold, or how to make love to a woman, or something like that. And then after like a month or a week, they discovered that there was a typo in the caption of the book. Instead of how to love a woman or how to make love to a woman, the title was how to love or how to love. There was a typo, but guess what? The title was so catchy, right? And that was the game changer. And after that thing was discovered, guess what? The book never sold more than 10 copies. So women cases are very, very complicated. So I understand what it is. A lot of people will say women can be understood. Some say women cannot be understand. Trust me, they're all there. But one thing is certain in life. Everything has a process. Every single thing has a process. In fact, the best way I see women is this. I see women like as keys. So if you have a door, right? No matter how big your door is, if you have the right key, you can open that door. You can unlock it. But if you have the wrong key, you can never on earth open that door. That is the best way I can think you can understand a woman, because she must allow you to understand her. Because women are the most complicated, if not the most complicated people in the whole world. Just like human beings, you can never understand a human being. Just like marriage, right? Whenever you're in marriage, you can never know your partner till you die, because every single day you will try to learn new about her or about him. That is so certain in life. So if human beings are like that, then you cannot imagine what about women. But let me just say, make this disclosure, right? I am not a marriage counselor, right? Rather, I am a human capacity coach. But the nature of my work allows me to engage with people. And human beings are what I'm focused about. So how can you unleash your potentials? How can you be a better human being? That is why I'm sharing this topic with you guys today. How to understand a woman. And I believe if you give me your time, in the next 10 or 15 minutes, you will grab a lot from this particular webinar. All right? So let me begin by telling you guys that in schools, right? In workplaces, in social gatherings, and even homes, right? We were all taught different skills, different ethics, different life, different training, different teachings, even in church. But we're not taught about how to understand life. You will only understand life when you go into the street, into the real world. It's like driving a car. No matter what you read on the books, you can never know how to drive a car until you get into the steering. It's like making love. No matter what you read on the book, watch TVs, watch videos, you can never know how to make love to your partner unless you engage the arts. It's like marriage. There is nothing you could tell me about marriage. It's nothing you will tell me about marriage until you get married. Then you start living in marriage. Okay? So it's like being pregnant as a woman. There is nothing anybody will tell you in the classroom, or anybody will tell you as a mother. Yes, those things are okay. But let me tell you again, right? Unless you are pregnant, you understand what it is to be a woman. It's like raising up a family or kids or children. You can never understand it unless you are in the arts. So what am I trying to say? Understanding life means you have to live life in the fullest. You have to go to the street of life, because you can never understand life, right? So that is what I'm trying to share with you guys. But let me tell this to you guys, right? There are three things, or there are three people on earth you can never advise. You can never advise a rich man, you can never advise a religious bigot, and you can never advise a woman. So a rich man feels that he or she has money. So what will you tell me? Someone who's a Catholic, a Pentecostal, you can never advise them to leave their church. It will be hard. Or a woman who is in love, you can't advise her. Even political parties, right? Someone who has interest in politics, like right now in the US, it will be hard to convince a Republican to vote for a Democrat, or a Democrat to vote for a Republican, especially when we have the blue states and the red states. But however, during elections, there's always a swing vote. Like what happened during the last election? Some red states, which are Republican states, voted for President Trump. For President Biden. That is a different topic for another day. Alright? So, what am I trying to share with you guys? That you can never advise a woman who is in love. When a woman is in love, forget it. It's only when she's done, or the man is done with her, then the eyes will now be clear. Alright? But the fact still remains that there are few core tenets in female psychology. When you understand those core tenets, right, women now become easy to understand, and these things are universal. It's like principles in life. Principles are universal. The law of gravity says whatever goes up must come down. That's law of gravity. The law of karma says whatever you say or do will come back to you in different fold. Right? This is our principles. They are universal. So if you give me your time, you will see some of these principles that I will share with you. Once you apply them, trust me, it's going to work. It might take different shape, but the point is that they will all work. So like I said earlier on, understanding a human being is one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing, on planet Earth, because you can never understand a human being. It's like managing human beings. Human beings are difficult to manage. If you deal with human beings, you will know that human beings are very difficult. You cannot manage a human being. You could tell a human being, don't go here, that person will go. Sit down here, that person will stand up. Stand up, that person will sit down. What will you do? So human beings are very difficult to manage. However, there are some things you could say and you would do. That person will be able to comprehend. That is why I strongly believe that you can never force any human being to do what he or she does not want to do. If a man is telling you, I want to do this, and you say he will not do it, let me tell you, it's a matter of time. The best you could do is to influence him. If a woman is telling you, I cannot do this, and you say she must do it, let me tell you, you cannot force her. The best you could do is to influence her. Right? So, human beings, by nature, they are very, very difficult to manage. That is why, according to women, men are stupid. And according to men, women are crazy. Why? Because you can imagine a man, right? He might have a beautiful wife, very intelligent, she can be loyal, she has a body good shape and everything. But at the end of the day, you will see him cheating with a lady who's a low-class lady, a good for another lady. And you could see a young lady, beautiful lady, right? You would think she will meet Mr. Handsome, Mr. Charismatic, Mr. XYZ. But at the end of the day, you will see where her love is. Her love could be somebody you never anticipated. That is human beings for you. So according to men don't understand. They say women are crazy, and women will feel men are stupid. That is the psychology of life. So there was this story, right? Let me share with you guys. There was this story about a man, right? This man wanted to travel to Hawaii from New York City. So he told God, please, right? Can you build a bridge for me so that I can travel from Hawaii to from New York to Hawaii? And God laughed and smiled, my son. That's impossible to happen. God said, make another choice, because I cannot give you a bridge from New York City to Hawaii, from Hawaii to New York. I can't build a bridge. So God told him, make another wish. So do you know what the man said? The man said, Lord, I have been married 4 times. And each time I'm married to a woman, she leaves me and she just leaves me. I want to know, how can I maintain a woman? What does woman want? God now smiled and said, my son, please, how many bridges do you want? Right? How many bridges do you want? So even God himself was trying to let the man know that you cannot understand a woman. However, that is a joke. So I hope you guys get that message, because that is woman for you. You can never in reality understand a woman. Let us establish that fact. However, there are some exceptions to it. I strongly believe that any woman that wants you to understand her, will allow you to understand her. That is a fact. Because she will have to open up herself and talk to you and let you know what she wants. And I'll be discussing with that point with you guys in a few minutes. So let's agree that you cannot comprehend or understand a woman. It's a fact because they can understand you, but you can't understand them. So let us establish that fact. Right? So that is why I say that human beings are very, very difficult. And why do I say you cannot understand a woman? It is true because you cannot understand her sensing capability, her level of intuition, her taking faculty, how she judges, how she perceives, how she interprets information. Women are indeed wonderful. They are one of the most interesting people on planet Earth. A lady might see you, trust me, she will size you up. She will know what you're capable of doing. I respect ladies very well. I kid you not. So when I was growing up, right, so my first girlfriend, right, she saw my potentials way early in life when I don't even see it. Extremely early in life. And there are people like that. That's the power of a woman because women by nature, they mature faster than men. It's quite unfortunate men don't even know that women are smarter than men. Let's establish another fact again. Women are smarter than men. Let's not argue with that. Any woman that you think you are trying to outmaneuver, it's a lie. I don't subscribe to that tenet. I don't. She just wants to allow you to outsmart her at that moment. Not that you are smarter than her. You are not. Their DNA is different. Remember what I said earlier on? Her sensing capability, you cannot comprehend it. Her level of intuition, her taking faculty, how she judges, how she perceives, and how she interprets information, they're all different. Men by nature are logical, while women are emotional. So whatever a lady does, she does it out of emotions. Let's establish another fact. Men are logical because men deal with facts. Women deal with emotions. That's why you say that they are the weaker sex. Right? So understanding a woman is not really difficult. Right? It is not. But there are things that you could do that can make you to understand her. But let me start by telling you that ladies are attracted by confidence. As a man, right? Ladies love confidence. So when a lady sees that you have confidence, it's easier for her to literally work with you. Right? She will not tell you, but she will test you. And she knows it. She could see it in your eyes without you even knowing. Subconsciously, they are very good at that. So how do you now understand a woman? The first step to understand a woman is by listening to her. You could practice by observation. But what do I mean? Listen to her. When you listen to her, you will hear her body language, her words, and her actions. If you want to know any human being generally, you just have to communicate with that person. When you listen to people, you will get to know from them their pain points, what they are going through. You will get to know the emotional part of them. So listening is the first law. There was a book I read when I was in high school, in college, right, back home in Nigeria, by Gary Chapman. You guys should look up that book, Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. Gary Chapman mentioned words affirmation, gifts, services, physical time, and touch. Let me repeat that. The 5 love languages. 1 is words affirmation, 2 is gift, 3 is services, 4 physical touch, and 5 is time. But let me just focus on the one of words affirmation because I'm talking about listening. Right? Some ladies, right, once you use the right words for them, that is all that matters for them. You just want to tell them that you love them, you care for them. They want to feel secured that they are with you. They don't care about your time. They don't care about your gifts, services, physical touch. They don't. Those are words they want to hear from you. It's like, I'm sorry, please, thank you. Those little words, they go a long way to win a woman's heart. So you have to listen to her. By the time you listen to her, you will get to know where she's coming from. Because women communicate with their body language, while men communicate with facts and logic. A woman might not tell you much, but if you watch her actions, her body language, you can hear what she's telling you. It is not what she's saying that matters, but it is what she's not saying. That is communication. It is not what somebody is saying, but what someone is not saying. So when men communicate with logic and they do with fact, women communicate with their body language because they are emotional in nature. Trust me, if you can understand that fact, you will know that 95% of understanding a woman can be attributed to this simple fact that women care about feelings why men care about facts. If you get that part, trust me, you have solved 95% of your problem. You might think it's just for the fun. Let me tell you, this is a universal principle. There might be some variables, but generally, if you apply this, it's going to go a longer way. Then the second stage again I want to share with you guys is complimenting a lady. You must show her that you are interested in what she's doing. You might not say it by words, but this time around by actions. So for example, you know what makes her happy. Show interest in it by tuning in to what she likes. Maybe what she's thinking about, what she's feeling, what she's experiencing. Show that empathy, that you care. It's part of it. It's a universal principle. Even as it relates to men. Once you support a man in his dreams or his ambition, he's gonna know. So how much more a lady? Show her that you are interested in what she's saying. It's just like somebody who is a beggar, right? A beggar sometimes might not really need that food. Yeah, that food is good, but they want to know that you understand them. Sometimes when they are crying, that you feel their pains. This is our principles. Trust me, it might not be 100%, but to a reasonable extent, it goes a longer way. Then another point again is you nurture her and pet her. Ladies by nature are emotional. Some people say that the weaker sex. When you nurture a lady, pet her, trust me, they are universal. I'm telling you the truth. A woman might have $1 million in her account, but when you give her extra dollar, she will tell you, she will appreciate it. She might have gifts, but when you buy for her, she will appreciate it. Women are emotional by nature. Just imagine some ladies, right? They might be driving their car, and the car will break down. Maybe they have to try to maybe change the tire. Before you know, she will start crying, and you begin to wonder why she's crying because of tire. And she will say, "You look at this tire, blah 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 blah," and you get what makes you cry? But that is an issue for you. But when you not change that tire for them, they will feel so happy about it. Those little things, it go a longer way because they need that comfort. That is it. It's just like in sex. Men can have a sex with a woman without emotion, and you just go. The men can even cheat on their wife with another woman, but they still love their wife. But a woman will only have sex with somebody else with emotion attached to it. So women do things emotionally. Let's get that fact established. So once you nurture her, you show her concern, you pet her, trust me, you are solving 50% of that problem. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is that don't assume. Don't assume you know a woman. Remember, I established this fact: you can never understand a woman. I even say that I'm married. I don't even understand my wife. I'll try to understand her to some extent, but I don't. So never you try to assume that you understand a woman or you know her. The more you look, the less you see. In fact, you'll be confused in your confusion. So what are you trying to understand? Don't assume. Because once you're making an assumption, she might be laughing at you. Every woman is different. That it works for Mr. A does not mean it works for Mr. B. It's different. I mean, that it works for Miss A does not mean it works for Miss B. No, it's different. Every woman is different. The best you could do is to ask her questions, to know her beliefs, her feelings, her thoughts, and what she's going through. These things are very, very important. Just like I said earlier on by Gary Chapman in his book, The 5 Love Languages. You have to understand her love language. Even in sex, you have to understand her own body, her body. It's very, very important. All right? So, guys, you have to pay attention to these things. Once you ask a question, it will help you. All right? However, I'm going to conclude by telling you guys that the best way to understand a woman is to act like you don't understand her. In that way, you will see her weird, quirky, and real personality. Just act like you don't understand her. You don't even know her. Be the foolish man. That is the best way to understand a woman. I kid you not. Right? Because once you show her that you are smart, she will now bring up her ingenuity in you. Remember what I said earlier on? Women by nature are smarter than men. Let's establish that fact. Okay? If a lady tells you she wants to get this man or she wants to get this, trust me, she will go all out for it. Men does not work like that. Men will try at an important time, they might fall by the side. But when a lady tells you she's going over and beyond, forget it. It's just like when a lady decides to support you in your business, or in your purpose, or in your career, or even decides to love you, forget it. You are one of the most blessed human beings on earth. If you have such ladies in your earth, go and thank your heavenly Father. But if a lady decides she wants to go against you, she does not like you, wow, just go and beg God for forgiveness for whatever you've done. Because one of the worst things you could do on earth is to go and it's like when you touch the tail of a python or a tiger or a lion, you are finished, right? So when you touch the rat of a lady, when you hit her at that pain point, and she decides to work on your case, I don't know what to say to you. So, like I said, just act like you don't understand a lady. Act like the foolish one. For example, if you are married, sometimes you don't have to bring your intelligence in marriage. Whatever you have, just keep it outside there. Don't act like you're the boss type, you know everything. Sometimes it might not be the best. Alright? So don't act like you don't understand it, because to even succeed in marriage, let me tell you, one person must be a foolish person. Two smart people cannot be in a marriage. It's not going to work. One must be the foolish person. It's just like friendship. Somebody must hold that friendship. Somebody must hold it. So I don't know what your case might be, but I just want you to understand one thing. You can never understand a woman. However, you can understand her when you practice these few things I've shared with you, by listening to her, by stop assuming, by complimenting her, by nurturing her, by using the right words. This is a universal. It might not be 100%, but trust me, to a reasonable extent, when you apply it, they will go a longer way. So my very good friends, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming live here. If anybody has a question, please feel free to ask a question. If you want to join me live, feel free to join me live. You're on Facebook or on Instagram, you can ask your question to let me know whatever you have, and then I think we can call it a day, because I think this is a very good topic that people have been trying to listen. However, this topic is not exhaustive. Okay. Are you hearing me? Oh, I think somebody said, Emeka is saying that there's no sound. Are you saying you're not hearing me? Please, those on Instagram, please, can you hear me? Because if you can't hear me, I will have to begin all over again. Right? So, I'm going to end right now, and I'm going to check if my sound is working. If it didn't work, that means I'll have to come back live again. But I believe those on Facebook heard me loud and clear. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here, and I look forward to see you guys next week. So for now, have a blissful evening. Bye from New York City.